title, The House That Whispers. Some houses are alive. Some remember. And some never forget what you did inside them. Part 1, The Move. When I first saw the house on Redwood Lane, it looked like a dream. 3 bedrooms, an attic, a wide porch, and an acre of woods behind it. It was quiet, remote, perfect for a fresh start. I was 28. My marriage had just ended, my father passed away, and I'd left my job in Chicago behind for something quieter. I wanted peace. Solitude. The real estate agent, a short woman named Cynthia, tiptoed around questions about the previous owners. "Why's it been vacant so long?" I asked, tracing the outline of a broken window. "Estate issues," she said too quickly. "The last owner passed away. No family to claim it." She didn't mention the strange stains on the attic floor. Or the way the basement door creaked, even when shut. Part 2, The First Night. The first night, I barely slept. Not from fear, from the silence. No traffic outside. No neighbors talking. Just wind rustling through the trees and the occasional groan of old wood. At 2:37 a.m., I heard something. A whisper. I sat up, heart pounding. It wasn't a word. Just a breath. Like someone exhaling right beside my bed. But I was alone. I turned on the light. Nothing. I told myself it was the wind. Part 3, The Attic. 3 days later, I decided to clean the attic. It was cramped and sloped, with wooden beams and piles of old boxes. Dust coated everything like ash. One box stood out. A red shoebox, old but clean, like it had been placed recently. Inside were Polaroids. All of them were of the house. But in every photo, there was a man standing in the background. Always the same man, pale, tall, with a blank expression and a long overcoat. In one, he stood in the kitchen doorway. In another, behind the living room curtain. In the last one, he stood in the attic. Right in front of the window where I now stood. There was no date. No names. I took the box downstairs and locked it in a cabinet. That night, I dreamed about him. He stood beside my bed, whispering something I couldn't understand. Part 4, The Scratching. A week in, things escalated. I started hearing scratching. In the walls. Under the floorboards. I thought, mice, maybe squirrels. But it was rhythmic. Deliberate. One night, I followed it to the hallway wall. I pressed my ear against it and heard something that made my blood run cold. "Get out." I stumbled back, heart racing. The next morning, I called an exterminator. He found no signs of infestation. "House is clean," he said. "But there's a cold spot in the attic. Like, unnaturally cold." I stopped going into the attic after that. Part 5, The Basement. I avoided the basement. Something about it felt wrong. But one stormy night, the power went out. I had to check the breaker. Flashlight in hand, I descended the creaking wooden stairs. The air grew heavier with each step. The smell, damp earth and something metallic. The breaker was fine. But on the wall, in the beam of my flashlight, I saw something carved into the concrete. "He watches." I backed away, slowly. Then I saw the mirror. It wasn't there before, a tall, antique-looking mirror leaned against the far wall, covered in dust. And in it, I saw something that wasn't there in the room. A man. Tall. Pale. In an overcoat. He stood behind me, unmoving. I spun around, nothing. When I looked back, the mirror was empty. Part 6, The Neighbor. I finally spoke to a neighbor, Mrs. Langston, who lived 2 houses down. "I'm surprised someone moved in," she said, clutching her rosary. "That house has history." "What kind of history?" She looked around before whispering, "The man who lived there, Mr. Alden. He was strange. Never left the house. People said he heard voices. Saw things. One day, he just vanished. Cops found writings all over the walls. And blood in the attic. I told her about the Polaroids. She went pale. Burn them, she said. Burn everything. Part 7, The Whispers Return. That night, I did as she said. I built a small fire in the fireplace and burned the photos. As they curled and blackened, I heard it again. Breathing. Whispers. But louder now. Closer. The fire blew out on its own. Smoke filled the room. In the smoke, I saw movement. A shape. He stepped out of the haze, tall, pale, eyes black as coal. He opened his mouth wide and whispered. You let me in. Part 8, Nightmares. I stopped sleeping. When I closed my eyes, I saw him. In every dream. Closer each time. Sometimes, I woke up standing in the attic. Once, I found myself in the basement, barefoot, with the mirror turned to face me. I started hearing scratching inside my pillow. I cut it open. Inside, I found a tooth. A human tooth. Part 9, The Reveal. I hired a local historian. He found records on the house. Turns out, Mr. Alden wasn't the first. There were 4 owners before me. All reported similar hauntings. 2 went missing. 1 was institutionalized. 1, the last, was found in the attic, dead from self-inflicted wounds. The walls around him covered in writing. He waits in silence. He feeds on fear. Don't listen to the whispers. Part 10, The Final Night. I decided to leave. I packed my car, loaded everything. Just one more night. At 3 a.m., I woke to the sound of footsteps. Not creaks, deliberate, slow steps coming from the attic. I locked my door. Then I heard a voice, clear and deep. You don't get to leave. The lights flickered. The walls vibrated with whispers. The mirror in my room cracked. And then, silence. Epilogue. I don't remember leaving. I woke up in my car, parked on the side of the road 10 miles away. The house behind me, small in the rearview mirror. I never went back. I moved across the country. Changed my number. Burned everything I took from that house. But sometimes, when I'm alone, I still hear it. The whisper.